What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 71 of the Hive Mind podcast. Be sure to check out the podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitch. Might sound a little bit different this week because I am under the weather. Got some throat stuff going on, some nose stuff going on. I am not the type to get sick at all. Last time I was sick was like about a year and a half ago, but luckily I do recover pretty quickly. But I was really sick on Thursday. On Thursday, I actually left work a little bit early. And I went to bed at 7 p.m. and I woke up at 3 p.m. the next day. So I slept a lot of it off. I would say I'm about 85-90% right now. I sound a lot worse than I feel. I did manage to work out today, so that was good. I didn't do anything too crazy. I kind of took it a little bit light because I don't want to overdo it and stay sick. But I didn't work out for like 3 days. And I justify that as a deload week because I haven't done one of those in a long time where you just kind of take a break and let your joints recover. So I normally work out twice a week, but this week it'll only be once a week, which is fine. I think I'll be fine. I'm getting over this. But dude, Thursday was absolutely crazy, man. I must have had an insane temperature because I could not get warm. I was fucking freezing. And I got every blanket I had, wrapped myself up in it, have a portable heater there that's like one of those big, I don't know what they're called, like furnace looking things, portable heater. Hooked that thing up right beside my bed, cranked it up to max, and I was freezing despite, being covered up, and it was probably 100 plus degrees in this goddamn apartment. I turned all the electronics on, turned the Xbox on, put my, did benchmarks on both my two computers here just to get it hot as fuck. I'm sure my neighbors probably didn't like that because I'm sure some of it dissipates into the side units. But, dude, it was crazy. So, eventually with enough time, once I slept, I woke up like 9 hours into my slumber. And I wasn't cold anymore, and I woke up and I was, obviously hot as shit, so I turned all the shit off. Then I went back to bed for like another, 9 hours and slept most of it off. Ended up actually being able to go see a friend on Friday and check out his house. And he's one of my old high school friends who's married with, he bought a house, and, it's crazy, getting older. I'm not, but they are. So that's, I don't know, it's just fucking weird to, I guess I'm at the growing up phase where it's like, oh yeah, my friends are having, buying houses and having kids and getting married and shit, and I'm playing Overwatch and jerking off. But I'm happy doing what I'm happy my lifestyle, man. I'm having a good time. But yeah, it's just crazy, going over and being like, how's the wife? To like somebody, it's an old high school friend. It's just weird. But it's cool. He's got a cool place, and it's fun hanging out with somebody that I don't hang out with as much as I should. And yeah, we actually ended up talking about that, how it's, it's really easy to kind of neglect your friends when you start like getting into a work routine where, you work 40, 50 hours, 60 hours a week, whatever you work. And then you just kind of come home and do your thing, go to bed, and you kind of get in a rhythm. And it's really easy to just like be like, oh shit, I haven't talked to you in a year. It's just really easy to lose track of time. Like he had like a new car I hadn't seen before and a new house I hadn't seen before. And, it's pretty wild. So definitely going to work on that. That's actually one of my New Year's resolutions, is to be better about that. I'm not a huge social butterfly that has to go out and, I don't know, go out and do things. I don't think I'll ever be that guy, but I need to be better about it. So, anyway, this video, this podcast should be coming out after my new Overwatch Zenyatta video. I am rendering that as we speak, or not as we speak. It's actually processing as we speak right now. So be sure to check out my new Overwatch Zenyatta video. I've been having a lot of fun playing Overwatch with the new meta, or lack thereof of a meta. Zenyatta is a lot of fun. Now that Lucio and Ana and some other things have been nerfed, he is in a very good spot. He's a he's really good. I think he's a really, really good hero right now. I don't think he's OP. He did get some buffs. His Discord Orb now persists through barriers. So if you Discord Orb at Reinhardt and he puts up his shield, the Discord Orb will not fall off. That doesn't count as breaking line of sight anymore, which is a pretty big buff, to be honest, because that means you can Discord Orb when he drops his shield temporarily, and then your flankers can benefit from the Discord Orb. So that's a really fucking big change, really big buff, to be honest. And also, another moderate buff that a lot of people probably don't see the power of is Orb, the Zenyatta Discord, or not Discord, the Zenyatta, I don't know, left click, right click orbs no longer have any spread whatsoever. Now, a lot of you guys probably didn't think they had any spread to begin with, right? Because they generally went where you wanted to, right? But at extreme long ranges, that spread deviation actually made a difference, and particularly on the right click. The right click definitely, when you charged up all 5 orbs, they kind of went like at a target like this. Now they all go woo, one straight singular line. And what this means is that you can get a lot of cheesy kills with the Zenyatta right click in particular. Cross map, if you're at a choke point, you charge up your orbs, and you see the tank come around the corner, and then you just let 5 of those fuckers fly, and surprisingly, you get lucky pretty frequently, and you'll get 1 or 2 or 3 headshots, and that'll kill. So like, you get lots of cheesy cross map kills with that right click now because of that spread change. And if you know where the headshot hitbox is going to be as somebody is rounding a corner, if you've got Zenyatta, or if you've got Hanzo wall hacks or Widowmaker wall hacks, or even if you just kind of have a feeling that somebody's going to come around a corner, you get a lot of cheap kills like that. And in Overwatch, if you turn something into a 5v6 before the fight even starts, tick tock, a lot of teams are just going to wait for the res. And if they don't, then you've got a big advantage. So, yeah, really enjoying Zenyatta. I'm going to try to get to Masters only playing Zenyatta. I'm a little weird with... when I play Overwatch, for whatever reason, I really like to stick to certain heroes. When I'm like... I get in, like, moods. Like, I'll be in, like, a... 1 month I'll be in a Tracer mood where I just, like, only want to play Tracer for some reason. I'm not as bad about this not as bad about this as I used to be, but I don't know. Like, for a while there, I was playing Reaper a lot, and with Zenyatta, I think I'll have more success with only playing Zenyatta because he's a support, and unlike Reaper, Reaper is just flat out bad on some maps or some particular parts of certain maps. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Shit. It's the Doomfist map. Reaper is really, really bad on that first point on the Doomfist map. Can't think of the name of it. But he doesn't have any good teleport spots, really. I know some people are going to be like, dude, he's fucking amazing. You're just shit at that. You don't know what you're doing. But I think for the most part, Reaper is really bad at attacking on that first point. Just because, I don't know, I don't think he has very good teleport spots there. But, with a character like Zenyatta, Zenyatta is not really bad ever. I can't think of a situation where he's really bad in terms of being bad on a certain map or being bad. I mean, he's obviously bad in certain team comps maybe, but map wise and game mode wise, I think he's pretty good. Same goes with Zarya, which is another character I really like. Zarya, big fan of her, and luckily she's just kind of good in every situation really. So yay. So look forward to some Zenyatta gameplay from me, and check out that video if you haven't. Anyway, let's do a throwback to Dick Talk. If anybody's been watching the podcast for a long time, they'll know that Dick Talk was actually a staple of the podcast for what seemed like the first 50 episodes. But we're gonna bring it back because this was actually trending on Reddit. Was a top voted thing on Reddit. Vasalgel. Apparently, they're doing clinical trials on monkeys, and it has been effective. Now, they've been saying this fucking shit for years. So this is not like news or really. They've been saying that this shit has been getting ready to come out for like forever. And what this is, the reason I bring this up is because it's kind of relevant to me. It is a temporary vasectomy. So what this does is you inject, you pretty much, they inject this gel into your fucking dick plumbing, and it blocks the sperm from, getting out, essentially. And the way it works is that gel, you inject that shit into your plumbing, and then if you want to reverse it, they inject another particular compound. I don't know what it is, but it essentially dissolves the gel, and then you're shooting real bullets again. So, obviously people have been holding out like a motherfucker for this because it sounds a lot more attractive than a traditional vasectomy, because you get a traditional vasectomy, it's kind of you're kind of pushing all your chips in, saying I definitely don't want kids. And also, I guess some people are probably a little scared of the procedure, because they do literally cut your ball sack open and cut your tubes and burn them off at both ends. But in reality, it's fucking not a big deal at all. I made it sound really bad, but it's literally not a big deal at all. The fucking scar is the size of a pinhead, which is gone now. Completely. I can't even find it anymore. Like, if you were to say, like, where'd they fucking cut your shit? Like, I wouldn't be able to tell you, because it's fucking gone completely. So, yeah. Where the fuck was I going with dick talk, dude? This is a staple of the podcast. Fuck, where was I going with this? So anyway, a lot of people just don't like the idea of doing that, and getting cut off and burned at both ends. But a lot of people, obviously, the other benefit of this, if it works, if it actually ends up working and coming out eventually, is that it's reversible relatively easily, it seems. So, yeah, I didn't hold out for that shit, because I'm pretty sure with my decision. And also, this is gonna have some complications, as with anything that comes out. And I personally would not want any sort of complications with a vasectomy in particular. Like, it's one thing if you're like, oh yeah, this brand new cold medicine that came to the market, it might, I don't know, give you a tummy ache, right? But when it comes to, like, shooting loads, it's like, oh shit, turns out it didn't really work, and she's pregnant. I'm not going to take my chances with that particular thing. I mean, I realize this is with every new medication that comes out, every new pharmaceutical breakthrough. It's going to have, trial by fire. They're going to fucking find shit, and there's going to be side effects that no one's ever seen, and there's going to be downsides that no one's ever seen. So that's going to happen. I'm sure there's going to be some horror stories if this vaginal gel thing comes out, as with anything. But I wouldn't get your hopes up for this shit. It's probably not going to come out for a long time, because that seems to be the trend. Did I have anything else I want to say about this? I've been fucking ranting, dick talk. Dick talk. Apparently they've tested it on monkeys, and monkeys are it's apparently working for monkeys. And they say in this article that it could be available in 2 to 3 years. So they haven't tested it on people yet, but they say it could be available in 2 to 3 years, and they've been saying that it'll be available in 2 to 3 years for the past, 10 years. So, anyway, I wouldn't fucking hold your breath. I didn't. But it is cool, nonetheless. So, hooray for that. Anyway, I got a fun video for you. This is, this actually went kind of viral. So, here it is. Typical World Star Hip Hop video. Man breaks up fight and it exposes fake friends. So, you've got these two kids. They're beating each other up. Typical street fight. Let me turn the volume down here. Typical street fight. But this is where things get interesting, right? So, this fucking guy comes over. This just random guy comes over and breaks the fight up, and then just scolds these kids like they're like he's their father that they don't have, clearly. So I'm just gonna play this. Like, this guy just fucking, like, these kids really just look like they look like kids that did something wrong and are getting in trouble. It's almost like the guilty dogs, like where people put like signs on their guilty dogs. The best part is when the camera pans over to all the people watching, and they're all just sitting there. They're all just standing there like, oh shit, we're getting yelled at. Oh no. So here it is.
Look at the crowd. And little bro, look, whatever you text him for that you don't know, you was ill-advised. My thing is, look at the trick of the devil. Who ill-advised you? Look around. Who ill-advised you? Who told you wrong? Who told you wrong? You don't gotta answer that. You said, who told you wrong though, little bro? And the only reason I'm saying this to all y'all, yo, cause y'all almost men. All of y'all, yo. Y'all almost men. Y'all ain't kids no more. Y'all girls ain't little girls no more. Y'all, look, yo. Y'all men, yo. Y'all men, yo. 14, 15, 16,
here's where the camera pans.
Look
at all these guys. They're sitting there getting yelled at, going, oh, fuck. We fucked up.
Like, yo, word up. You ugly. Word up. Look. They still laughing.
So anyway, this video goes on, and the two kids that were fighting end up shaking hands. End up shaking hands, and the whole thing is like, what a great fucking video. I'll link to this so you can watch the whole thing, but I enjoyed that. So, that's a fun little twist on what would typically be a World Star Hip Hop Beatdown. Let's talk about some Iron Fist. So, I did manage to watch all of Iron Fist, and initial impressions are that Joy chick is super fucking hot. Her name is Jessica Stroop. But my thoughts on the actual series, it definitely has a lot of really stupid shit in it. I am a huge fan of superhero movies, and generally it's really hard for me not to like a superhero movie, even if it's bad, just because I want to like them. And I, for the most part, thought Iron Fist was watchable. For example, if season 2 of Iron Fist was out right now, I'd probably watch it. But let's not get it twisted. This is definitely one of their weaker entries. This is the lamest thing that Netflix has done in terms of the superhero department. And is definitely kind of a lame. It's just fucking lame, dude. A lot of it is just fucking dumb, and has a lot of really cringy stuff in it. And I don't know if that is completely the fault of Netflix. Like, how cool can you make martial arts? Like, a martial arts superhero is just dumb. It's just dumb. And when you're like, oh, I need to charge up my chi. It's just like, how could you make that cool? Like, is there any way you can make that cool? Like, I don't think so. They could have done a better job, maybe, but they say a lot of really cringy lines to the point to where the show is actually self-aware of itself. I can't think of the nurse, the name of the nurse character that's in Daredevil. But the two main characters are talking about their plan and just saying tons of cringy shit. It's just like, oh, fucking kill me. And then she goes like, are you serious? This is crazy. Like, the show is just really self-aware of how dumb it is sometimes. So, Iron Fist, I would say that there are some good parts of the show. Some of the actors' performances were pretty good in my opinion. And also, it does do some throwbacks to Daredevil and to what the fuck is his name? Luke Cage. And I like that. That's the main reason I kind of stuck it out, is because it's cool to see the tie-ins with the Hand and Luke Cage and Daredevil. And there's a lot of little Easter egg stuff like that. So I appreciate that. But Iron Fist is definitely not my favorite on the list. I'm looking forward to The Punisher. I believe that's coming out soonish, right? But overall, still a fan of Netflix. Netflix does a lot of badass shit. Don't think this was terrible, but definitely could have been better. But I don't think it's ever gonna be awesome. Like, even if they somehow made it less cringy, it's still like Iron Fist is just fucking lame, dude. It's fucking lame. Like the source material is just Like, how cool can you make a guy with an iron fist with kung fu powers? Like, it's just gonna be stupid. So, yeah, whatever. Moving on. We have got some fun transgender topics. My favorite. So, here we go. Transgender weightlifter wins the international women's competition and sets a national record. Apparently, Apparently, it beat. Fuck. I can't find it here. But apparently, lifting 68 kilograms. Apparently, she beat everybody by fucking 65 pounds or something, which is a fucking lot for powerlifting competitively. But anyway, this fucking dude comes in, shits on all these women, and what a joke. This is so fucking crazy. This is so absolutely insane that we're allowing this to be a thing. And here's where it gets really crazy, is that apparently the Olympics, they're going to allow transgenders in the Olympics. Holy shit. That is going to be a fucking disaster, because that means if you want to be competitive, you got to have the fucking transgenders, dude. And I gotta say, it's gonna be fucking entertaining. I fucking welcome it. Dude, I want to see some slam dunks in the WNBA, man. I want to see women's basketball with dudes like Shaquille O'Neal just slamming it down. I tell you what, women's sports be a lot more entertaining. That's for sure. So, anyway, apparently transgenders in the Olympics actually might become a thing. Jesus Christ. Moving on. Got another fun topic here. Actually, a fun topic. Sorry for the sickness, guys. Jesus. All right. This is actually fucking great. So, the He Will Not Divide Us. Yes, it's back. So, 4chan found the flag, right? And then they replaced it with a Trump hat. This is part 2. They did it again. So Shia moved his flag yet again, and this Imgur gallery shows it all. What we know so far, the rundown, and it's just a picture of a flag with a sky. Cloudy, construction nearby, seagulls, coastal/Great Lakes, lots of white noise. Might be using a shittier microphone. And then next post, seagulls likely near the ocean or body of water. Anon saying likely East Coast due to the current amount of light. Holy shit. So this is just a giant Imgur gallery of 4chan's weaponized autism to find out where this flag is based off of a flag with the background of the sky. They find a picture of a bird. They identify the species of the bird and what kind of seagull it is. Then find out that it's in North or South Carolina coast. Then they look at wind patterns. There are records of wind everywhere in the U.S. Current data shows the direction of the wind and speed. If we figure out the direction the camera is facing, and we figure out the speed and the direction of the wind, then we can narrow it down to a much smaller area. Then they end up finding the building that it's on via street maps, I guess. This is just absolutely fucking crazy. So they find out that it's a building by the sea. Then they look at some planes over the area in real time. So they look at flight patterns. And then, so they find out the building. They find the floor plan of the building. So I guess Shia assumed that maybe if he put this flag up on the top of a business building, that maybe they wouldn't be able to get to it, right? So somebody posted the floor plans to the building, and then somebody from 4chan wearing a mask, looking like the fucking guy out of Watch Dogs, wearing a fucking mask over his face and a hat, fucking goes up the building, is standing on the edge of the building next to the flag, and takes the flag down. Holy shit, guys. This is incredible. So, Shia's response to this was, they're moving the flag to the UK. They're gonna find the fucking shit in the UK, too. I fucking love shit like this. They find the flag based off of the wind, birds, planes, noises. That's absolutely crazy. What the fuck is wrong with these people? What a colossal waste of time that I, strongly approve of. This shit's hilarious. So anyway, let's move it on. Oh, shit. Let me get a drink of water here before we get into this. London terrorist attack. Oh boy. 5 dead, 40 injured. I wonder if that's still correct. Is that still correct? 82 seconds. That's how long it lasts. Death toll. Yeah, this is kind of fucked up. But a lot of the times, I think it's still 5 dead right now. That's good. Well, that's not good, but that's, typically when there's a lot of people that get injured, some people don't make it. And I also want to say that when people say like 40 injured, like the injuries, it almost downplays it, right? Because when you say 40 injured, a lot of people think like, bumps and bruises and shit. No, there's like people that could have lost their limbs, right? So when you see 5 dead, 40 injured, a lot of people might not think that's a big deal, but in reality, it's a big fucking deal. So, some dude fucking, I guess drove a vehicle into a whole bunch of people and then started stabbing people. I don't know. I don't know the fucking details of this shit. But, 5 dead, 40 injured. The main thing I noticed from this was the Twitter. Fuck. I thought I had this linked. This is the picture. Words, pictures say 1,000 words or whatever look at this fucking picture, dude. This lady just got her hand up. Nope, I don't care about that. Oh, jeez, dude. That's a fucking pretty damning picture there. So, I had some stuff I wanted to say about this, but I mean, it's the same old shit, dude. Every fucking time. It's the same fucking shit. Same fucking shit. So, here's the thing. And I've been saying this for a while. Is that if this stuff keeps happening, it's going to be like a 16-year-old girl that drives off the road into a ditch. She's not going to, ride it out a little bit and slowly, make her way back onto the road. No, dude, this is what's going to happen. And I'm predicting this, and I hope I'm wrong. But enough of this shit is going to happen that you're going to reach a boiling point, and some scary shit is going to happen. Some scary, radical shit is going to go down that I wouldn't approve of. And what's going to happen is, rather than that 16-year-old girl slowly correcting and making her way back onto the road, the fucking, the political steering wheel is going to go whoop, and it's going to turn on into the next lane of traffic, and it's going to be a head-on, social, cultural head-on collision, dude. And it's going to be probably one of those things where we look back on it and go, okay, that's probably a little fucked up, who knows what that's going to be, but I think that is the course that we're headed on. Because, dude, it's just, you hear about this shit constantly. It's the same fucking story every time. So, anyway, that's all I want to talk about with that shit. Sorry for all the drinking, guys, but gotta keep my my throat moist for all my dick sucking I have to do after the podcast. Anyway, let's move it on. YouTube, a lot of not a lot of YouTube drama, but a lot of YouTube channels that people like have been shutting down. A lot of these news channels, like some of the machinima shows, some of the things like SourceFed, a lot of these highly, well-produced shows that people really like are shutting down, and they're, going out of business, and people are wondering, like, why? They're getting a lot of views, people like them, why are they not profitable? And that's the thing, is that a lot of these big shows, they've got some serious overhead costs, and people like them because they've got good production values, right? Well, those production values cost money, so that's where a guy like me has a huge advantage. My overhead costs are my equipment and my time. I do have significant costs, this shit, having the hardware to be able to do the things I want to do is not cheap, but compared to having researchers and hiring people, it's negligible compared to, what an operation like SourceFed would have to do. So, anyway, SourceFed, they're done. They're over. And that was a show that was funded by YouTube. YouTube had a big investment, thing a few years back where YouTube gave shit. Where YouTube gave I think it was like a $1 billion initiative, or like hundreds of millions of dollars. They gave many, many millions of dollars to YouTube channels and said, hey, make high quality content for your YouTube channels, that we're investing in you. So they did. And a lot of YouTube channels made some really high quality shows, and that money ran out. And it turns out, once that investment money ran out, that's it. The shows were not profitable enough to stay afloat. And that comes down to a lot of things. A big one is that YouTube just does not monetize very well. You've got ad block, which is just fucking crazy. Probably not as big of a deal for other YouTubers, but if you're a tech channel or a gaming channel, dude, ad block just fucking rapes you. And my audience, you guys are fucking tech savvy, but if you have like a makeup channel where you're appealing to like soccer moms that aren't tech savvy or whatever, you probably don't have to worry about that shit. But ad block fucking destroys, how much you get paid. There's no getting around it. But then you've also got mobile views, and mobile stuff doesn't monetize either at all or very well. And then YouTube is just not monetizing very well in general. Even the ads you do get, that comes down to YouTube kind of has been fucking up on the advertising agenda. They've gotten into some hot water recently with a lot of major advertisers pulling out of YouTube temporarily. I think it's probably temporary, but what was happening was that AT&T advertisements were being played on like ISIS recruitment videos, and the reason that's happening is because they let everybody monetize on YouTube now. Back in the day, getting monetization on YouTube was a pretty prestigious thing. Being a YouTube partner, that's not even a thing anymore. Well, maybe it's still a thing in theory, but back in the day when you became a YouTube partner, you got new features. Your channel looked different. You got thumbnails. You got all these cool extra features that set you apart from the non-partners, right? So being a partner was fucking awesome. And they allowed you to monetize your videos. So you kind of had to prove yourself that you weren't just some dumbass uploading random ISIS videos or stealing other people's shit, to be quite honest, to monetize. Now, anybody can monetize. I believe you can just make an account and set up monetization right now. So what's happened is that people are monetizing, shit they don't own or shit that shouldn't be monetized, and the advertisers are getting pissed off because they don't want their stuff associated with that. A good example of this are these Overwatch ripoff channels. Have you guys seen this shit? There are a ton of Overwatch channels that just re-upload Twitch VODs from pro players. They literally just re-upload the Twitch VODs of like Seagull or Tavik or whatever Overwatch pro player. And that's all their channel is. And it's crazy to me that these channels exist in the first place, because with YouTube's copyright, I just can't believe they're still around with the YouTube 3-strike rule. That's crazy. I mean, I'm sure they're not, doing a complete disservice, because for example, if somebody re-uploaded one of my streams and said, Zybak's, Zybak destroys whatever, Volskaya Industries, despite that being a terrible map, with Zenyatta, and they uploaded that to their channel, I wouldn't be upset, because it's some self-promotion there. But it is just crazy to me that their entire channels are just stealing other people's shit. So I wonder how long that's gonna last for some of these dudes, because all it takes is just one guy to be like, dude, this is fucking crazy. Like, why this guy's... Anyway, I'm not sure if I don't like that or if I'm okay with it. Part of me says, like, dude, that's fucking bullshit that all these channels are doing are re-uploading other people's shit. But also part of me realizes that, is there really a victim? Is there? Seagull might be getting more publicity from it. And yeah, I guess that guy's making a lot of money off Seagull's shit, but whatever. What I'm saying here is that it used to be that monetizing videos was kind of a big deal, and you had to prove yourself to do it. Now that anybody can monetize anything, you're seeing a lot more piracy and shit on YouTube. You're seeing a lot more people posting full movies on YouTube and monetizing them, because they're, fuck it. If this video takes off and whatever, they don't copyright claim it for whatever reason, then I could potentially make a shitload of money. So people are just doing, it's kind of like back to the Wild Wild West a little bit. So anyway, and another thing that makes YouTube monetization kind of suck right now is that a lot of videos are getting unmonetized, including a lot of mine. Any video of mine that has especially the podcasts, unfortunately, get demonetized a lot. Not that I make a ton of money off doing YouTube anymore, because I just don't put the same amount of time or effort into it as I used to. But a lot of my podcasts and a lot of my controversial topic videos have been getting demonetized, because YouTube is demonetizing stuff that is not, I don't know, that could be potentially controversial, because again, advertisers might not want stuff associated with them, associated with that type of content, which is fine. That's their agenda, whatever. I can't really complain. But it does suck. It's getting an email from YouTube every fucking damn near seems like daily emails saying, we're sorry, but we're demonetizing this video because blah 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 blah. And so far it's mainly just been the podcasts that get demonetized, where if I'm talking about, I don't know, Islam or, I don't know, some terrible news story. So anyway, that sucks. But anyway, I appreciate you guys though. You guys are awesome. Even if I don't get paid for doing YouTube, if I made $0 doing YouTube, I would probably still do it. Maybe I do it less than I do it now. Obviously, I couldn't tell you if I would do it the same or do it more or do it less if I didn't get paid, because the incentivization is nice. I'm not gonna lie. But I appreciate that you guys support the channel directly. A lot of you guys, I've had quite a few of you guys actually send in donations saying, hey man, I appreciate you putting out the podcast every Monday. Here's $5. And hey man, I fucking love you guys to do that. So supporting the content directly is always good. A lot of you guys have signed up with Crowfall using that affiliate link in the description, saying, hey, this game seems kind of interesting. I probably wouldn't buy it, but since this is a way to inadvertently donate, then, I've had a lot of people sign up saying, hey, I probably wouldn't give this game a chance, but since you're, pimping it out and since you think it's going to be pretty cool, I'm going to give it a shot. So I appreciate you guys for that. And, lastly, one thing you can do that is a win-win, really, is YouTube Red. I know some of you guys, actually a good percentage of you guys have YouTube Red. And if you have YouTube Red and you watch the podcasts and a lot of my content, then I will get a disproportionately higher amount of money from your YouTube Red subscription. So anyway, those are 3 things you can do if you're interested in supporting the channel. So yeah. Destiny 2 got leaked. or air quotes leaked, who knows. But Destiny 2 might be coming to PC. The release date is apparently in September of sometime. So I hope it comes to PC. I've become a real PC master race kind of guy ever since I got a 1440p monitor and started playing my games 165 hertz. Dude, I can't go back, dude. I can't go back. I got a free copy of Dishonored 2. Dev sent me a PS4 download code for Dishonored 2 a while back, and I just couldn't even play it, dude. I couldn't even play it. It just was so goddamn blurry, and just looked like. And I mean, it's not that it's blurry compared to like other PS4 games. It's just fucking shit. It's not. I'm so used to 1440p and this crazy smoothness. I just can't go back with the controller. It's just it's brutal. So yeah, Destiny 2. I hope it does come out on PC. I'll probably be playing Crowfall by the time that comes out. I think Crowfall will be very much a game by September, I would hope, because they're trying to soft launch the game by summer. So yeah. Senators have voted to allow ISPs to sell your internet history. It passed. This is fucking gay. But I'm not surprised. Hopefully somebody will dig up some senators' crazy porn fetishes and we'll get some lulz out of it. But yay! Fucking up the internet for everyone. Justice League trailer was pretty cool. Check that out. GameStop is shutting down 100 stores. Is anyone surprised? No. And last little topic here is human towers. Now, I was watching some BBC documentary on something, and they were talking about shapes, and human towers somehow got brought up, and this shit is crazy. I was not aware that this is a thing. But these crazy motherfuckers in these countries that don't have good internet, I guess, build human towers, and they're fucking high. So look at this shit.
Wow, this edition of the Concurs de Castells has just started, and we're about to see the first monster.
This is some shit you'd see on like ESPN 8 The Ocho. I like that this is televised and has like decent production values. So these people are standing up on each other's shoulders in a giant circular tower that is, what, 8 to 12 people high? And this thing is, what, 50 feet in the air? This is a fucking legit tower. And these poor motherfuckers on the bottom of the tower are having to hold up the weight of all the people on top. They must have some killer traps. But, yeah, I find this stuff fascinating. And obviously the people at the top of the tower are these children. So the people that are in the most danger from falling to their death are the children. So they, oh my God. This, like, little tiny girl is, like, 60 feet in the air being supported by other people. That's so crazy, dude. But anyway, that was a success story. Now, oh boy, there are some failures. Here's a failure clip. This is in, I guess, Japan. They're going for the Guinness Book of World Records, and oh my God, it goes terribly. Everyone falls. So check out human towers. That's something I was not aware of being a thing, but it is a thing. Anyway, let's hit up the comments from Hive Mind number 70. Nah, people don't fuck out of their race most of the time. It'll be that way for a long time. I think that's kind of dying off, man. I think most people are down to fuck whoever wants to fuck. But yeah, I think for the most part, I think that's correct. I mean, I think white people fuck white people and black people fuck black people more likely, but I think that trend is changing. What type of food / meals do you recommend for losing weight? It's fucking really stereotypical, but grilled chicken, dude. Chicken breasts are they're fucking magical, man. They're macronutrient breakdown. They're low calorie, high protein, low fat. I guess probably no carb, right? You can lose a lot of weight eating chicken breasts, and the weight you will lose is good weight to lose. The thing with dieting is that you want to be very conscious of your protein intake because you don't want to look like you came out of a concentration camp when you do finally lose all that weight. Because one of the mistakes I made when I first started losing weight is that I was only worrying about, calories in, calories out, right? And I lost a shitload of weight. Let me put my webcam up on full again. I lost a shitload of weight, but I was eating like Campbell's chicken noodle soup. Or not chicken noodle soup. It was actually like this spicy gumbo soup, right? Because it was really, really filling to me. And it was spicy and it tasted good. And I just couldn't eat very much of it because of the way it sat on my stomach. So I was in a really big caloric deficit. And I was losing a lot of weight. But I'm sure I lost a ton of muscle. I also wasn't working out at the time. So I wasn't working out. I wasn't getting enough protein. And your body will burn off muscle some. It'll burn off more fat than muscle. Like, a lot of people are a little crazy paranoid about that, but it will burn off more fat than muscle. But you want to put yourself in a position where you can maintain your muscle mass and even, get bigger and stronger despite being on a diet. So, yeah, chicken breasts are good. And you can, if you're a novice lifter, you definitely can gain muscle and lose weight at the same time, despite what people may say. If you have less than like 3 years of weightlifting under your belt, you can fucking do it. So yeah, don't listen to those people that say it's fucking impossible, because it's just fucking not. I'm a perfect example of this because my lifts have gone up significantly, despite being at an aggressive caloric deficit. But if you're one of these people that's been training for like 7 years, and putting on muscle is hard because it just will be if you've been training that long. Everything has to be perfect for you to get bigger. So yeah, you're probably not going to be able to do it if if you're already in really good shape. Anyway, moving on. Do I have any loose skin now that I'm towards the end of my weight loss? No, I do not. I had a little bit on my triceps a long time ago, but I got fucking bigger arms, got bigger triceps, and now shit's tight as a motherfucker. But yeah, I don't have any loose skin. At least I can't tell if I do. Maybe my skin is looser than it would be if I wasn't a fat fuck previously, but I don't have anything like drooping off. So yeah, I got really lucky. I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, I'm pretty fortunate considering how much of a fat piece of shit I really was. Have I done a political compass test? I'd be interested to see exactly where you sit. I sit right wing, slightly liberal, because I don't want church and schools or any of that shit. Yeah, I don't put too much stake in those. I think I took one time and it said I was a Democrat. I was like, I don't know, dude. I don't know about that. And it depends on how they're weighted, right? A lot of these tests, like if you put like you're pro-abortion, then it fucking, gives you like 7,000 Democrat points. But if you go, I'd like lower taxes, it'll give you like 10 Republican points. So, you got to be careful because a lot of these websites that do this shit have a political bias. And if they, they're incentivized to be like, yeah, look at you, you're a Democrat if you think like this. And like, oh, I guess I'll vote Democrat, right? So, I'm not a fan of being put into a box, especially via something that can be very easily manipulated. So, yeah, I would consider myself a new age conservative, I guess. I don't even know if that's a real term, but conservative on economic shit and guns and, a few other issues, but, I guess liberal on a lot of social shit. Moving on. Do I use any equipment in the gym, like wrist supports, knee sleeves, or any of that stuff? I paraphrase this comment. Do I drink protein shakes or recovery drinks? No, I do not. I do not use any sort of knee wraps, straps, or any of that stuff, and I don't drink any sort of protein shakes. Get all my stuff from real food, and here's my thing with using knee wraps and knee braces and straps. I used to have a really shitty knee, left knee, when I played football and basketball. I hurt my knee playing football, and it really just never got better until I turned into a fat piece of shit and just didn't do any sort of activity for like 5+ years, and it finally healed. So I had a really terrible knee, and I became dependent on that brace to the point to where I would like have my knee buckle if I took like a weird angle and made a hard cut. My knee would fucking buckle if I wasn't wearing that brace. So I became dependent on that thing. So now that my shit is healed up, I am intentionally never going to use that stuff ever again, because you will become dependent on it. And with straps, I'm not a fan of that shit. I gotta have your grip strength, man. Grip strength is super important to me because it's practical. You know, a lot of practical, like real world applicable strength, a lot of it comes down to grip strength. Like if you're, I just got an email from YouTube saying that my video is not approved for monetization. You fucking cunts. You fucking cunts. I'm just gonna check the email and see what video it is. Real time podcasting here. Fucking YouTube. Hive Mind podcast number 27 got demonetized. Fucking god damn it. God damn it. YouTube's trying to keep us down, man. Anyway. Where was I going with that? Yeah, I don't use any of that stuff because I don't become dependent on it. Oh yeah, grip strength. A lot of practical strength. Like if you're talking about like for example, let's say you're moving furniture, right? And you've got like this awkward ass cabinet that you're moving around. Your like lower back and your quads and your, I don't know, shoulders aren't going to be the thing that's killing you. It's almost always your grip. Like, because you're having to hold this thing in a weird angle, hanging onto this little tiny ledge on the edge of this table, and your fucking hands are shaking, and it hurts because you got these little bitch hands. And I haven't had to help anybody move in a long time, but I just remember that a lot of that stuff comes down to grip strength. So grip strength is practical strength, and I'm not going to use straps because, in my opinion, if you can't pick the weight up, then you can't fucking lift it. And straps, in my opinion, I mean, it's one thing if you're one of these fucking pro power lifters that's deadlifting like 1,000 pounds. Yeah, okay, you can use straps. But, you know, some fucking dude just being a little bitch in the gym wearing straps, you know, to help his ego lift. Like, come on. This shit's hella gay. And protein shakes, I don't use them because I don't need them. I'm sure they're convenient for people that need convenience, but I don't. I get my protein via grilled chicken breasts, man. And again, you know, why spend money on something you don't really need? And also, you gotta be kind of careful with supplements because, shit. You gotta be careful with supplements because they have an incentive to kind of fuck you over. A lot of these protein powders have, you know, been busted for having not putting as much protein in as they say they do, and a lot of them are kind of full of shit, and they don't actually have the ingredients in them that they say they do. But when it comes to chicken breasts, there's not some fucking conspiracy where the chicken breasts are gonna be not what they are. They're fucking, it's fucking chicken. You can't change it. You can't do anything to it. So yeah, that's another thing you gotta keep in mind. I disagree with what you said about white and black people going extinct because everybody becoming the same. I think the vast majority of white people still date and ultimately reproduce with white people. Same with black people. Yeah, that is true. But eventually, it's not going to be true. Like, eventually, those, you know, that 10% that doesn't, or whatever the percentage is, there's just going to be less and less, you know, pure black people and pure white people and pure Asian people. It's just the nature of the beast. Even if 99% of all white people only fuck other white people, given enough time, eventually everybody's going to get mixed in. Just upgraded from a 1070. It's fucking nice. 1080 Ti will be so good. Cool, man. I'm looking forward to it. That should be, I have the shipping number, and I might be getting that new rig here on Tuesday. Let's hope. The trap conservatives fall into is arguing effectiveness when liberals argue morality. When this happens, you always lose. As soon as the morality of something is brought up, you have to challenge it from the same position. The language of morality will always trump the language of effectiveness in regards to policy. Yeah, that's true. That's very fucking true. Yeah, liberals like to argue morality and conservatives like to argue effectiveness. And that's kind of why, I mean, Donald Trump is a fucking buffoon, but I kind of like him for this reason, is that he'll fucking propose and say some very immoral shit, but and propose it because of its effectiveness. Like, he's not afraid to be like, well, if you don't like it, fuck you. And yeah, this might be fucked up, but fuck him. Like, I kind of like that. But yeah, that's very true. That I always hate it when people argue morality. As 4chan would say, moral fags are fucking annoying. But I don't. I am past the point of arguing morality. If you go look at my abortion video, that's pretty much effectiveness, 100%. So anyway, for Netflix shows, I don't like Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. The reason I don't like Luke Cage is because it seems they try to put 2 seasons into one storyline. I kind of agree with that. Luke Cage definitely started off super awesome, and then it kind of tapered off. But I liked it overall. Primary monitor is 1440p, 25 inches. I agree with you on the pixel density. The Jews have an anti-defamation league. It's been comparable to the Black Panther Party. Oh, well, I'm not familiar with that. Bro, you ain't tight. Everybody eats 2 to 3 boxes of Girl Scout cookies in a couple hours. No big deal. And they are good. Thank you for doing this podcast every week. It's the only podcast I listen to. I appreciate that. Here I get into a debate with some guy. Bernie Sanders isn't rich. He probably paid less in taxes because he makes less. And I responded, Bernie Sanders just bought his 3rd vacation house for $600,000. Yeah, Bernie Sanders is fucking rich. He's fucking rich. And he pays a very low effective tax rate. Much lower than a lot of Americans do. They make far less. Turn the gamma all the way down. Zybak 2017. It's the most amazing quote. I appreciate that you appreciate the joke. Check out the new Samurai Jack. It's pretty fantastic. I have not seen it, but Samurai Jack does have the fucking coolest theme. It has a fucking kick-ass theme song. MMOs are counterintuitive now, massively multiplayer, yet adding features that restrict people to 4-man parties and allowing people to not require any teamwork or interaction with other players. Yeah, it's fucking crazy that MMOs, the whole working together with people seems to be gone from MMOs. Like having player interdependency, which is something Crowfall is doing, which is great. Playing an MMO where you can't be the best at everything, where you have to specialize. In Crowfall, if you want to be a badass miner, that's what you are. You're the fucking miner. You can't be the skinner. You can't be the blacksmith. You're going to have to work with other players to do shit. So, yeah. It is crazy how antisocial MMOs have gotten. Despite that not being the intended part. Despite that not being the intended, reason to play them. Yeah, my eyesight is not good enough for 24 inches, 1440p. Do-do-do-do-do. It's a shame you haven't followed esports to know Destiny. He loves the bleeding heart arguments. Okay. What, Zybak, how can I tip my license plate to avoid traffic cams but still be legal? Like, how the fuck would I know that? Anyway, that's it for the comments this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to check out the podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitch. I apologize for this being a little bit of a shorter podcast this week, but I'm sick and my throat's kind of starting to bother me a little bit and I don't want to push it. So anyway, check out the podcast wherever you want to listen to it. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. I will eventually be posting some more shit on there. But yeah, so anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.